Imagine a road that crosses mountains, tundra, and frozen rivers. A road with no towns for hundreds of kilometers. A road where storms can trap you, wildlife can appear without warning, and the northern lights dance above your head. This is the Dempster Highway, one of the most remote, dangerous, and breathtaking roads in North America. Today, we uncover its history, its risks, its beauty, and the extraordinary landscapes that make it a true bucket list journey. Let's begin. The Dempster Highway begins near Dawson City in the Yukon and stretches all the way to Inuvik in the Northwest Territories. It spans 740 kilometers of gravel, mud, snow, and untouched northern wilderness. There is no pavement, no streetlights, no gas stations for hundreds of kilometers. Only open land, vast sky, deep silence, the sense that you've left the rest of the world far behind. But long before the first construction crews arrived, this land carried stories far older than the highway itself. For thousands of years, the Gwich'in and Inuvialut peoples lived along this route. They hunted migrating caribou, fished the rivers, traveled through mountain passes, and traded across great distances. Their understanding of the land, the seasons, the animals, the weather helped early explorers survive this unforgiving region. Many parts of the modern highway follow ancient indigenous trails that connected northern communities long before a road ever existed. Building a road across this land would become one of Canada's most challenging engineering efforts. Construction began in the 1950s and continued for decades, constantly interrupted by the region's biggest obstacle, permafrost, frozen ground that turns unstable when it melts. If engineers built directly on top of it, the road would sink and twist. They built on a thick gravel pad, lifting the entire highway above the tundra. Crews worked in freezing temperatures, crossed mountain ranges, and protected fragile ecosystems that could easily be damaged. Finally, in 1979, the Dempster Highway opened Canada's first all-season road to the Arctic. But even today, the highway remains one of the most unpredictable roads in the country. Drivers face deep mud in summer, when rain turns the gravel into clay. In winter, blizzards create whiteout conditions where visibility can drop to zero. Sharp stones cause flat tires, flying gravel breaks windshields. There's little to no phone signal across most of the route. Wildlife from moose to caribou, 2 grizzlies can appear right on the road. Temperatures can fall below -40 degrees Celsius, and storms can shut the road down for days. Travelers must carry extra fuel, emergency gear, the mindset that anything can happen. But for those who brave the journey, the rewards are extraordinary. The Dempster passes through landscapes unlike anywhere else in Canada. Tombstone Territorial Park is a world of sharp, dark mountains rising over bright green valleys, often compared to Iceland or the Alps. The Ogilvy Mountains stretch into the distance like rolling waves of stone. The Arctic tundra opens into wide, treeless land covered in moss, shrubs, and tiny wildflowers. The sky feels endless, with deep blue days, pink sunsets, and nights illuminated by the northern lights. Caribou, wolves, moose, foxes, grizzlies, and countless birds call this wilderness home. Every turn feels like stepping into a nature documentary, and then a major milestone appears on the journey. A sign marks the crossing of the Arctic Circle, the point where, for part of the year, the sun never sets or never rises. Here, travelers can experience midnight sun in summer, 24 hours of darkness in winter, northern lights shimmering overhead, and silence so deep it feels unreal. Beyond this line, the tundra opens even wider, and herds of caribou move across the land during migration seasons. Eventually, the road reaches the northern town of Inuvik, and for some adventurers, continues even farther to Tuktoyaktuk and the Arctic Ocean. Today, the Dempster Highway stands as a symbol of northern resilience, Indigenous heritage, engineering, achievement, and true wilderness adventure. Travelers from around the world drive it not because it's easy, but because it's unforgettable. It remains one of the last untouched wilderness highways on Earth. From ancient indigenous trails to almost impossible engineering challenges, Two mountains, tundra, and Arctic skies. The Dempster Highway is more than a road. It is a journey into the heart of northern Canada, remote, wild, beautiful, and impossible to forget. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know. Would you drive the Dempster Highway? Or is it too wild for you? Thanks for watching. Stay curious.